No matter where you graze cattle in our country, good forage plays a crucial role in the health, productivity, and overall profitability of your cattle operation. As the value of forages has increased, so has the value of good pasture management, including weed and brush control. Today, we're coming to you from the Indianapolis, Indiana headquarters of Corteva Agriscience, the industry leader in range and pasture products. Joining me now is Damon Palmer, marketing leader, U.S. Specialties at Corteva. Damon, thanks for coming today.
Hey, welcome to Indianapolis and welcome to Corteva.
Thank you. An organization like yours has lots of options in terms of row crops and fruits and vegetables to invest resources. Why do you continue to invest so significantly in improving the range and pastures of this country and around the world?
Well, if you step back and look at it, range and pasture is actually the number one land use in the United States. And so there's a lot of potential for the land and also a lot of value we can return to cattle producers. We also look at it from a global perspective. We have a global footprint, being a U.S.-based company.
Sure.
We also operate in countries that are cattle producers as well, provide them solutions. So it's a really important focus for us from a market segment perspective around the world, but also here in the U.S.
So let's talk specifically, what kinds of losses can weeds and brush create for cattle producers?
Yeah, so the losses are real. And sometimes it's a little bit harder for people to understand those losses compared to a corn or soybean field where they see that yield loss on the yield monitor.
Yep.
But there's many studies out there that have shown that, you know, for every pound of weeds that are in a pasture, you can lose up to 1.5 pounds of forages.
Wow.
And also, if you look at brush and tree encroachment, there's been multiple university studies that have shown over almost a 30-year period, there's been $5 billion in forage loss over that time period from that encroachment. So the losses are real, as well as just overall pasture health, which add up as well.
And when you talk about pasture health, clearly one of the things we've been wrestling with is drought. And my experience is weeds grow well, even in drought times. So now we're experiencing this record low, 60-year low of beef cattle production because of drought. A lot of us are looking to expand our cow herds. Why is it so important to take care of our range and pastures in advance of that expansion?
Well, you're exactly right, Kevin. So weeds do thrive in drought. And also as you come out of a drought and your forage base may be lower because of that stress, weeds can actually come in more aggressively. So it's really important to start to manage those and invest on the front end of this recovery. So there's immediate benefit today, but also pasture improvement and pasture health can take years. And so if people are looking forward to increasing that herd size, we want to make sure pastures are ready when the herd size expands.
So tell us about some of the products and services that Corteva Agrisciences offers that can help producers like me.
So there are a wide range of options in the Corteva portfolio. If we start with just, I'll call it herbicides and general weed control, Duracor was recently launched over the last several years, probably the broadest, most flexible broadleaf weed control product a producer can use in their pastures. Yeah. We also recently launched Grazon PD3, okay, which builds on the product that producers have used for years, Grazon P plus D, but brings them a lower use rate, lower volatility, and other key benefits. And so Grazon PD3 is something that we've seen great uptake in the last year as well to complement Duracor. We also look at our brush treatment. Okay. We talked about brush encroachment and how severe that can be depending on where you're at in the country. Sendero is a key mesquite, industry-leading mesquite product. We've got Spike 20P that we offer as well. So we've got a broad range of brush control solutions, including Remedy. And then we've also launched a few services over the last several years that include our UltiGraze pasture weed and feed, which allows a producer to go out and fertilize and control their weeds at the same time. And then also Landvisor, which is a mesquite service treatment, which allows a producer really to pinpoint their mesquite treatments where they're going to get the highest return on investment. So really a broad portfolio that we were able just to highlight a few of the key products there, but a broad portfolio really to meet rancher needs across the country.
And speaking of services, those services are many times brought to us by the very capable people you have in the field. Let's talk a little bit about the human resources you offer to help folks solve problems with their range and forage.
Yeah, so a big part of our investment in the business is in our people. And we've got people across the country to really help producers meet their objectives. And one thing that's really special and unique about the cattle industry and rangeland and pasture is that it's a little bit different where you're at in the country. Right. And that is maybe the weeds or brush they're battling, but also maybe just their objectives of managing the land. And so it's really our local team paired up with our local retailers that help bring that to what the rancher's looking for.
Tell us a little bit about how your organization works with producers to identify future needs for products and services.
Yeah, so the development timeline for a new herbicide or any crop protection product is over a decade. Wow. And so it starts with our local team and our local field research and development people understanding the needs of the producer, but also trying to look past today and what those needs may be in the future. And so we do that through various forms of interaction with organizations like NCBA, local cattlemen's organizations. We actually have a group of pro ranchers that we rely on for input. And so it's a multi-pronged approach to make sure we understand producers' needs today, but also what do we expect 10 years, 12 years from now?
We appreciate that partnership and look forward to connecting with you more a little later in the show.
Great.
Corteva Agriscience has a comprehensive suite of products that can help nearly any rangeland or pasture situation. You can also work with a Corteva Range and Pasture specialist to develop a long-term solution that aligns with your forage goals. You can find your local rep at the website rangeandpasture.com/specialist.